Iraqi,
Yeah.
welcome to Istanbul.
Yeah, thank
This
you.
is the second time, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
or third time actually, but it's
Third time?
yeah.
The time before was in 2010.
Yeah.
Which is great. And
Yes.
now you're here again. for
Yeah,
Sonar.
thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your work, please.
I'm a choreographer and dancer, and my performance is like more visual and digital music, and I would say it's more like a visual performance than dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I read quite a bit about you, and there is this kinetic force method
Yeah.
that's mentioned. You
Yeah.
know, can you kind of explain
Yeah.
to everybody a little bit about it?
Yeah. Actually I started dance at 20. It's late.
Yes, it was. Well, it's late depending on what.
Yeah, depending. But if,
Depending.
yeah,
Yes.
but it's okay. I mean, many people say that, and but I couldn't dance very well, so I have to develop my dance method.
Yes. Your own voice.
Oh yes, or method for my piece. So that's a method I have developed.
But did you begin very early on? I mean, like you say, you were 20 in your early 20s. Did you go straight away into this digital cosmos? I call it. You know what I mean? I mean, was that, or is it something that developed as you went along?
I think when I started dance, from the beginning I bought a computer for the creation.
Right. So that was the start.
Yeah.
You decided that you weren't just going to create with your body. You were going to create with the association of a digital world, right?
Yeah, I was not so conscious about that, but I always say that if I didn't have a computer, I'm not sure if I did a dance, you know.
Right. Maybe you would have become something else.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, I mean, there's something that I want to ask you. You have very interesting titles of your creations. And those titles are usually kind of scientific related. I think, for example, median, intentional particle, split flow, holistic strata, accumulated layout, and things like that.
Yeah.
Very scientific.
Yeah.
I mean, is this something that obviously it is on purpose?
Yeah.
Obviously, you mean to tell us something with it.
Yeah.
But how did you get to those titles?
Actually, I feel sometimes very emotional when I create a piece.
Yes.
But at the same time, I need a very clear concept instead of the emotion. You know, so then I'm trying to focus on kind of like logical things and also scientific things. But scientific things sometimes it's very inspiring for the realizing what I'm feeling. You know, then I'm not really specialist of the science, but it's really inspiring. But also, scientific world can get rid of this kind of human emotion things. So I have to try to be in between. So.
You're trying to find a balance.
Yeah, I think so.
And maybe this kind of science is actually helping you to reconcile maybe the stresses and the ups and downs of having the emotional part of it in terms of being an artist.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
You know, otherwise you would have been a scientist.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's very interesting. Were you? I mean, there was no time where you were just a physical dancer. You went straight away. You bought that computer and you said to yourself, "Okay, I'm going to create my own thing." So you never danced with any other group or with a company or anything like that, did you?
No, actually, as I said, I started dance 20, so I don't want to be. I don't have a time to learn the dance for other pieces. So if I want to be a professional dancer, I have to train the dance a lot. But I have to choose, my way.
Yes.
So from the beginning, I decided, okay, I don't dance. I will not dance. I will never dance as a choreographer. So I do dance only for my creation only.
Right. So you mean for another choreographer in somebody else?
Yeah, somebody else.
I
yes.
understand.
Yeah.
And most of the work, in most of your work, it is solo work.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious, improvisation, of course. How much do you improvise and how much of it is really set?
I would say 70 or 80 is improvisation.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah, you're right. But I have a clear frame what to do.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
So in all improvisation, you have to have some kind of framework.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's very courageous, if I can say. I mean, it's for you to be able to just throw yourself into this this digital world, let's call it the scientific world, with an organic being.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And with an improvisational method, that takes a lot of courage, because even though you have the framework, you're not really sure how it's going to match and how it's going to harmonize with each other.
Yeah.
Right?
I understand. But for me, actually, for example, the instrument player, the player for the music,
Yes.
they are kind of not the improvisation, but they have to follow the score. For me, actually, it's more. Courageous, you know. They cannot mistake. But you know, in the improvisation.
Oh, I see what you mean. People who don't improvise and have to follow a score.
Yeah.
Like dancers who don't improvise and have to follow a choreography.
Yeah. So
it's more courageous for you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know what I have to do clearly, but kind of there is a space, you know, I can play with. So
you're right.
So I can enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that space that you can play with, in fact, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it allows the audience also to go with you.
Yeah, I think so.
To play with you instead of just sitting and watching something.
Yeah.
Because it creates a sense. It creates a sense when you improvise. There is a sense that we don't know what's going to happen next, which is the basis of improvisation in a way.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. Do you, I mean, what is the percentage, this is another question I was interested in, what is the percentage of, I mean, I separate it as like digital and organic, let's say organic. What is the percentage in your work?
Digital and organic? Yeah.
In terms of conceptual?
Yeah. But for me, I don't have this kind of distinct differences in me, because digital can be organic and organic can be digital. So what I want to do is actually trying to find a common language between the digital things and the human body. So, for example, digital technology actually can give us a way to connect digital, like nature and then our thinking, you know, these kind of things. Technology actually give us the possibility to access to the other medias or other things.
Yes.
So for me, actually, digital technology is not really. It's part of our logic, for example. Yeah.
And that's like in that sense, it's interpretation, and this is where it meets what I call the organic body. But then you talk about you talk about somewhere here impulses in the body, which are quite similar to these digital impulses. Is that correct?
In my word, it's more like a human emotion, not emotion, but more like a primitive impulsion, like more like a human thing.
Right. So this, because you say man is merely a collective entity of particles, not so different from stones, ants, and birds.
Yeah.
You know, what is thought to differentiate humans from others, like souls, minds, and spirits, are actually intangible objects, and again cannot substantiate its existence. So you know that you are actually moving through this particle cosmos in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it kind of has formed in your body, and you're moving with your body through that.
Yeah. I think that I always try to have an attitude, you know, like a human body can be like, as you said, anything else. But of course, we are so different. But we still have a connect. We are still have something in common, you know, like common language or something.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's I mean, from dance and from movement, I'm trying to find this common language between among the many different things.
Yes, between things that are alive and not alive.
Yeah.
Organic and inorganic.
Yeah, or digital and organic or this
Do
kind.
you find in your work any opposition from the audiences?
Opposition?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
other audience, they say, no, I mean, it's too much. It's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
digital.
of course,
I
of
want
course.
what kind of opposition is that?
People who wants to see dance.
Right. But then they wouldn't come. But
They
they
would-
do come.
They,
How does that work?
I mean, I'm more invited now to the music festival, you know, than
Right.
dance people.
Right.
Sometimes dance people are a bit conservative.
Conservative.
Yeah. And they want to see dance. So, but my dance piece is more like a visual. So then
Yes.
sometimes the people may frustrate it.
Yes. But But then again, although, you know, in the last, especially in the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years, that conservative dance also is kind of it dissipated and it got broken up and the whole spectrum got wider and wider and wider and wider. Maybe you stand at one end of it.
I think so.
And at the other end is the real conservative.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
How are the audiences in Japan?
Difficult, huh? Like, because dance is not popular.
Really?
No, dance is not our culture actually. So, and the contemporary dance, you know, it's like
Even less.
yeah, less and less. So I don't work so much in Japan.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I travel. So, for example, last year I performed, but in the music festival
In Japan.
in Japan, but not the
Right.
dance festival.
But so, what countries mostly invite you?
Europe,
Rest of the
Europe.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
like France, Spain, you know, this kind of thing.
But then dance festivals or
Both.
both?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. What I mean, you've done. This is another. You've done work. You've done solo work, and then you work with dancers.
Yeah.
So how does that come together? I mean, that's quite different. You know, when you're
Yes.
solo, when you're improvising, it's one thing.
Yeah.
So what happens? What is your method when you're actually working with dancers?
Yeah.
Trained dancers, right?
Yeah,
Or
it-
untrained, I'm not sure. You tell us.
Yeah. The first, I have to share my method with the dancers,
Right.
my movement method, which is quite different from dance they normally do. But this method is actually for me the common language between dance and me. And I'm not really interested in having the same shapes or having the same precise choreography for the groups. I'm more, in the choreography, like a human body is actually the part of the one of the part of the piece. So, like for example, in the solo, I dance, but I also compose the music. I compose digital visual design.
Yes, I was going to come to that.
Yeah.
All right.
But the human is another element of the piece. But it's a little bit different from digital things. Huh?
Do you think it's the most difficult element?
Yeah.
Because I think so too.
Yeah.
Human is the most difficult element.
Yeah, complicated, huh?
Yes, it's very
Yeah.
complicated. But what is your method? I mean, you've chosen the dancers. Do they always the same dance? You always work with the same dancers, or do you choose different dancers? for
It's
different
just about
projects?
the work. I mean, some company asked me to choreograph, so
Okay.
I just choose the dancer from them.
Also, you do that. You
Yeah.
do commissioned work. for
Commission work
companies.
too, yeah.
Contemporary companies.
Contemporary mostly, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But so that's one thing. I mean, going to another company and having commissioned work, working with their dancers is one thing.
Yeah.
But do you actually invite dancers to your own independent projects?
A little bit, but not a lot. But I have some project in Japan, but to educate the young dancers, it's not really about inviting the professional dancer for the piece.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but
So
more
it's-
like educational thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's really interesting work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
yeah.
Great. Okay, I like
Mhm.
that. So, do you think? I mean, also managing all aspects of your work, music, the digital end of it. I mean, it's the whole digital design and construction, in a way.
Yeah.
How does that work? Who does that? You do everything. Or
I
you
would
have-
say I do everything. But for me, the creating the dance piece actually, choreography is not only about the human body for me actually. So for me, the creating dance piece is like creating the space. So I want to make the space and with different elements, just that. For example, if you want to compose classical music, for example, you have different instruments, and then the composer makes a kind of harmony with the different instruments. So it's the same things. For me, the dance is a part of one of the instruments. Then other elements are also another instrument. So then what I want to do is how to create a space so that audience can experience the space.
So you compose everything yourself.
Yeah, in my computer, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm.
Are you? Do you have? I mean, do you think you'll be leaving a legacy behind?
Legacy
You know,
be-
you're like you're a very rare artist. Not everybody does this. Not everybody, combines this kind of digital, ultra digital work with choreography and dance.
Yeah.
Um, So you feel that you will be leaving a legacy, like something behind for people, that it will grow and other people will choose to go along this path? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but people say when I started this, people say that oh, that a new generation comes, for example.
Yes.
But still, not so many people do the same things, like what I do, because I think it's about because we have a technology already, but it's about the mentality of the human.
Sure.
So I'm not sure what people want to do, but we have a lot of possibility because of the technology.
Yes.
But I think we have to update ourselves also. So
of course, we have to update ourselves. But maybe young people are also might be worried that this is going to be an expensive kind of technology that maybe they cannot access.
Yeah, possible.
That's also a possibility.
Yeah, it's true.
And that I mean, when you see the final results, even when I invited you in 2010, you performed at Jamal Rashid
Yeah.
And I was kind of I was scared. I thought, wow, this is this kind of looks like it. A lot of work went into it, and it's an expensive kind of technology. But then I thought, well, he's Japanese, so he can do it.
Yeah.
So I think we associate that in ourselves, in our mind. That I think technology has to be expensive.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not like that. Maybe
not anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting easier and easier.
Yeah. But I think people have a kind of mind that okay, I'm a choreographer, so I do choreograph. This kind of like how can I say splitting the functioning. So yeah.
Yes. Now, also, do you find that the digital direction that you have taken is it? I mean, have you found that there are other artists that wanted to collaborate with you through the years, designers or composers or photographers or whoever, actors? Did you find that, or do you think it's a very kind of alone
me
area? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like to do that, but I think I'm type of the artist. I'm so clear what I want to do, so that I think sometimes I want to do that, but it's not. Maybe it wouldn't be an artist. It's more like a researcher or a scientist or
Right. Yes.
some other field.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would get this. I thought I would get this answer. That it would be yeah. And do you think that this thing that you have created, do you think there will be more now that the technology is developing further? Do you think that we're going to get a little bit more of a demand for this? Do you think from the audiences and from the artists? Because the technology is developing very fast.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think.
Or do you think conservatism is always going to be there, stopping us?
Yeah, I cannot follow them, so I want to do more. But technology, yes, you are right. So technology is very fast to develop it. But as I said, we have to update ourselves at the same time. So, but as an artist, as I am an artist, yeah, I want to keep update myself. Technology sometimes it's more challenging to use as an artist.
Yeah, but I'm sure you're going faster than everybody else.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure you know exactly what's going on and where you can go with it.
Yeah, I try, but yeah, I have to update it.
What is your hope and aspiration from now on, and what is the next thing you want to do?
I have a kind of desire or dream. I want to choreograph nature, like water, some I don't know, some insect or this kind of things. So.
But there is one. I think I can't remember which. Or Median. In Median, I think there is some, like a spider's web. There's a beautiful moment where the spider web is formed, and it's a long shot, and you're standing away from it with this whole line coming from. You're already using some beautiful imagery that morphs then into something digital, and then it comes something more organic life form comes out of it. Water and things like that.
Yeah.
So how much more do you want to do? Much more specific do you want to do?
So now I can do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can do like this computer graphics. as you said, this piece in Median, I use kind of as the programming for the cell, visualizing a cell, so which I used. But I like because I want to really choreograph nature itself. So that's
Directly.
Yeah, directly.
Well, that would be very interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
where would you start? Where would you start to choreograph an insect?
I'm still thinking, but I don't know how to do. But first, I want to try with water, how to choreograph water, because human bodies are most of the water.
I don't know the percentage, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
water in us. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's possible to choreograph, the natures.
And what happens when you? I mean, do you always think about this? There is a place or there is a time when each artist kind of comes up with ideas or an impulse to do something. For me, it could be a book, it could be a country that I travel to, or a painting that I see, or music that I hear, or something like whatever it is, or an experience. Where do you get your impulses from? I mean, are you alone, or are you traveling, or are you in a lift, or are you in a car, or are you having a bath, or what happens with you personally? When does that happen?
I think that's a very important question to the artist, but normally I think it's accumulation of the daily life. So I cannot say some specific things actually, like while we are talking, I have a kind of emotion, and this kind of accumulation. So I cannot say exactly what it is, but it's an accumulation of the sense, I think. Yeah.
For this particular, like you said, you want to choreograph nature more. Are you going to then travel a little bit more, or go out in nature, actually to observe a little bit more? Because I mean, it's not the same, is it? It's like about an elephant, right? You see a picture of an elephant, you see an elephant in video, but until you see the elephant in person and you can touch the elephant, that's something else.
Yeah.
It really is something else. Do you think that you will need to do that, or not? Is my question.
I think it's of course important, but I think I have to. My approach is both way, like observing, but at the same time, I want to also understand the system. So the system of the nature. So that this system side.
Yes, mechanical and scientific reasons.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for that, I need a collaborator. I mean, researcher or scientist to do that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Have you started in this direction yet? Have you found someone?
Not yet, but I'm starting talking with some people, like because many people are actually interested, having this kind of idea, because more and more art and science are connecting each other now.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, so
very exciting.
Yeah, this is yes what I want to do.
And how do you see from 10 years, 20 years from now, art and technology? Where do you see it? What's going to happen?
I think it's more and more complicated, as you can say, but. For now, I think more and more confronting artists have to confront yourself. I mean, this is for the next, because last years, if you use new technology, it can be art. People can say it's art, and but now more and more technology around us. So you have to ask yourself that what you want to do and what you want to communicate. I say. It's really confronting, yeah. So not only having it was not it will not be enough just having new technology and using technology anymore. And what is attitude, and what is meaning, and what is point why you use this technology. So I think this is what we have to do in next years.
You think we have to justify it to ourselves? We have to justify it, why we're using it. Do you think?
Not only justifying, but attitude. Any tool is like that. For example, if you have a knife, you can kill the food, but also you can kill the people. Or I mean, any tool you need an attitude. Any tool you have to have your own concept. This is what you desire actually. So if you want to kill the people, you don't use a knife for that. So I think that in each technology or every technology, I think we have to have a kind of this question, why and how you want to use, and what is your approach for that. So
and one more question: What is technology in your personal life? I
My personal
this
life.
is professional life. Right? You use a lot of technology in your professional life.
Maybe.
What happens in your personal life? You
personal
still use as much?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
But you know, there are times where you turn your phone off, right? Don't tell me there isn't. There's got to be a time where you turn your phone off and go to the park.
Sometime, yes.
Yeah.
But I like technology, so I don't want to avoid.
So it's with me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit like that too.
Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, once you get caught, it's there.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I think so. But I'm not really because some people are very afraid having technology, but I'm not like that. You know, in Japanese people, for Japanese people, using technology is like a friendly, very friend. We have a
Yes.
kind of this culture from Japan.
yes.
We are always friend with a robot in the history.
So yes, I'm aware of that. Why do you think then the Japanese audiences are not so crazy about your work? I mean, that's not in terms of art, but in terms of using so much technology in it. Why don't they like it?
Yeah. I don't say they. I wouldn't say they don't like it, but they are not really.
They're not crazy about it.
No, I think that one problem is we are not really familiar with art. You know, first.
I understand.
And technology. There are so many technology now. Technology, but entertainment. Most of the time, entertainment.
Right.
So the combining technology and art, people just don't understand, and we don't have this culture actually.
Yes. Well, I think it's not something specific to Japan.
Yeah, maybe not.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are in this country, in every country, you know, I mean, in terms of art, we are always finding it difficult.
Yeah.
Where art ends and commercialism begins, and you know, it's difficult. These are very gray areas. You know, they're not so black and white. That's why I asked about it, because it's interesting that, you know, there is a permeating kind of conservatism that art always has to kind of not battle against, but somehow work against to find a way through it.
Yeah.
You know, I find that quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, because you still have to fill seats. I mean, if you're actually in performing arts, you're performing, so you still have to fill those seats with audiences. You know.
Yeah.
And you're all the time conflicting yourself about, you know, how much what you do.
Yeah.
How much, I mean, what is art for? Is it art for art? Is it art for yourself? Is it art for the people? Is it art for money? What's do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we will never be rid of these questions. We'll carry on.
Yeah.
What else is happening in Japan in terms of dance? I mean, you say contemporary dance is not so wide.
Yeah.
It's limited. There is some classical ballet. But traditional, you know, Buto and all that is always very strong.
Buto is even not popular, even less.
Really, it's getting less and
Less and less. So, I mean, ballet, for example, ballet and some traditional Japanese dance
Yes,
are very popular.
there we go.
I mean, they have money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, there is a point. Do you think popularism will kill art?
I wouldn't say so, but art has to be strong. You know, that's my
Art has
point.
to be strong.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that
Yes.
Good.
I think this is all the questions I have.
good?
And if there's another question for anybody,
I don't think so.
that's it.
Good.
Okay. What time is it? Oh, half an hour. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, it's okay. I like kebab.
Okay. Everybody likes kebab. Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I hope you are protected from coronavirus during your travels.
Yes. That's another big topic.
Yes. You're going back to Japan from here,
Yeah. Yes.
and then you're staying in Japan for a while.
Just a week. Yeah.
Okay, and then where?
France.
Okay.
And go back and go back.
Right. A lot of travels.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you come back to Istanbul and do a
Yes.
performance here at some point.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for this time. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.